Alright. How is my favorite fresh-faced adventure? Oh, do not scowl so. I speak out of habit. You've come a long way since you first walked through my door 2 whole hours ago, and I'll not deny it. As a matter of fact, I think it's about time you made yourself useful at Bent Branch Meadows in the Central Shroud. Unlike the recruits you see at Bannock, the men and women out at Bent Branch have fully occupied with their own work. As such, I imagine there are more than a few who would welcome the assistance of a rapidly maturing adventurer like yourself. Bent Branch is also home to a very useful situated aetheryte. It is, in other words, the perfect place for you to begin the next stage of your journey as an adventurer. Be sure to lick it, and what better time than the present? Leave the city via the Blue Badger Gate and continue to the southwest until you come to a bridge. Cross it, and when you spy an aetheryte in the distance, you may congratulate yourself on successfully found Bent Branch Meadows. If you so fancy, you may make use of a Chocobo porter service, doubtless the safest way to get to your destination. Chocobo Keep Singer should not hesitate to lend his birds to a capable adventurer like you. In trade for coin, of course. Oh, and be sure to introduce yourself to Keitha, the head Chocobo Wrangler, when you arrive. Alright. To Central Trap? Yeah. I want the other gate. Come on. This is all the way on the other side. Right? No, White Wolf. Wait. White Wolf? Blue Badger. You said Blue Badger. Does it matter? It doesn't seem to matter. Okay. Doesn't seem to matter. Looks like these are both heading to Central Shroud. That is wildly silly. I picked Conjurer because I've never started a character in Gridania. My original character started in Ul'dah, and my A Realm Revoiced character started in Limsa because I wanted to start as a warrior. Now, what quest is this? Oh, this is level 10. Boom. I'm 20% of the way done. That's how math works. What's crazy is I'm already level 14. And I'm not really doing any side quests that I don't have to do. So, like, it's absolutely wild how fast I've never had the road to whatever buff. Now it's road to 80, but, like, it's been road to 70, road to 60. I've never had it. It's really fast. It's kind of nice. I think it falls off after, like, 90 days, so by the time I can server transfer, it'll be off anyway. So I might as well use it for the full time. It kind of makes me want to beat more of this than I was planning on it. I was planning on doing, like, one of these every couple months, because we have a patch every 4 months. And the first round in 6.1 is they're gonna change some stuff about 2.0. The next round is going to address 2.x and the beginnings of 3.0. So I'd like to have beaten all of 2.x and all of 3.0 by then. Going the wrong way. I know, I still don't have experience ring. I'm still not in a free company. Yeah. Oh, I have no rested experience. Like, it's wild. So. I am looking forward to liking Heavensward. The reason I skipped in Heavensward, I'd heard it was good. The problem is, once you've skipped ARR, like, you don't... When I went into Heavensward for the first time, like, you don't know what the heck's going on. So. We'll see. And I'm just skipping all the side quests, because otherwise it would take way too long. Hi there. You must be venturing my own scent word about. I'm Keitha, head wrangler around these parts. I've heard many and more things about you. Good things, lest you worry. When the elders sincere bade us welcome adventures, 'tis fair to say we'd had our doubts. Till hard-working folk like yourselves sit around proving us wrong. Consider me a convert. Any road, you've a mind to help out with the ranch, have you? Good. We could always do with a hand or two keeping the place running smoothly. As a matter of fact, I have a task right here that wants doing. Let me know when you're ready to get busy. Oh, and you come highly recommended, so don't go letting no one down, huh? Yep. Okay. You got 7 L's. Some bastard Gagarin has gone broken one of me chocobo eggs. Filthy little thief was busy looting and the barn guard startled it, prompting the damn thing to drop the egg. It was clutching and run. Some of the lads gave chase, bless them, when 3 more vermin appeared. I had no choice but to turn back. Something has to be done about these Gagarin. See, when people steal eggs for food, that's perfectly okay. But when animals steal eggs for food, well, gosh darn, that's just the worst thing that can happen. Would you mind heading over to Matron's Leaf and having a word with the soldier named Rosalind for me? The Ratman nest in her neck of the woods, see, she'll know what to do. It's real simple. You just go about murdering for anybody you meet. You're going to be real good at murdering, I can tell. Catching a bit of a theme here. A lot of creature genocide. Yep. You're here on Keith's behalf? I see. Broken one of her eggs, you say? There are 4 of their creatures. The Kakiran are a nuisance at the best of times, but we must now add trespass and chocobo murder to their list of transgressions. They have forced our hand. Our retribution must needs be swift and decisive. Who better than you to deliver it, adventure? Find the lair to the west of here and make an example of exactly 4 Kakiran scramblers. We can send no clearer a message. I mean, we have to murder them. But 4. Don't murder more than 4. The Kakiran Bent Branch Treaty says that 1 egg is worth 4 lives. If you murder more than 4, you risk throwing off the balance. Oh, there's hell to pay. They gotta get more eggs, then you gotta kill more to get it to an even thing of 4. They don't handle remainders well. Ridiculous. Oh, if you guys want to speculate on regions based on accents of voice acting, I encourage you to go spend time in Sebi Webi's stream. Somebody who actually has some professional capabilities here and is not just having a wildly good time. Also, don't worry about the text at the bottom. It's going to be lacking context. I'll just add that where needed. They don't tell you to lick aetherites, and like everybody knows you lick the aetherites. So I'll just add that for you. It's fine. Mother Meon is also a bit of a sociopath. So we're gonna go ahead and let some of that shine through. All this time I thought she was so nice with seasonal events. I think she's getting a kickback. I think she might be in on it. Alright. In all seriousness, if you guys have not enjoyed a Sebi Webi stream, you've been missing out. I will tell you that his voice acting sometimes ventures into the not safe for work category. And so there's some adult themes that the game fails to communicate, and he is more than willing to help you kind of understand those. Just things that the game may not have documented well enough. he's more than capable. Not the least of which is the romantic interest between Sid and Nero. Which, like, I'm looking forward to clearing that now that I know that they are you know, unbelievably in love with each other. The deed is done. Good. A grim task, but a necessary one. Everybody knows, 4 Kakirin, 1 egg. 1 egg, 4 Kakirin. You have showed them folly of inciting the wrath of those who consort with adventurers. Perhaps now the Kakirin will think twice before giving to their larcenous proclivities. Yep. What is happening? Oh god, I level so fast. Oh, adventurer! You seem light on your feet. Fancy a quick skip along the route to Heaven's Pillar there? I need someone to pick off a blue trumpet or 2. I know what you're thinking. It is not more than a mushroom. So why the commotion? I'll tell you why. You allow the fungal menace to multiply, and within a moon, which is only 4 days, they'll be covering the whole damn route and rotting the wood clear through. Just watch your step while you're up there, though. The dire bites on the ground won't waste any time adding insult to failing injuries. Once you're done, head up to the top of the end of the route and report to Theodore. He'll be glad to hear someone's taking care of his more dreaded chores. Are moons not 4 days? The moons are so fast in this game, so that players can like experience them. I think moons are like 4 days, or they're so close. So like they're manually removing these mushrooms. How long is a moon? They're not long. They're really fast. One full lunar cycle is... It's a month, so it's 32 days. Each phase is 4 days, and there's 8 phases. Okay. Which means that it's 32 days. Now, every hour is 20 days. Every Earth hour is 20 in-game days. Which means we see a full lunar cycle every, like, hour and a half. Do you know how often we have to have new players coming through this quest to keep this route from falling down? Like, praise be to Sprouts. Oh my god. Can you imagine how hard it would be to level through this zone if this route collapsed? Because there's... How long's a day? Yeah, a day is 70 minutes. Oh my gosh, it's like every day and a half, 2 days. This thing just falls over. 70 Earth minutes is 1 day, and every 32 days is a lunar cycle. And if you don't clear this out in a lunar cycle, it dies. Right? That's what she said? Yeah. You allow fungal menace to multiply, and within a moon, in 32 in-game days or less. What's 32 times 70? I don't have my 32 times tables memorized. Those of you that are much better. That's 2240. 2240 divided by 60 is 37 hours. I said 36 hours. I was really close, Chris. You said, wait, that's wrong. I said every day and a half, And I was off by an hour and 20 minutes, and you're correcting me? Come on. Come on. I said a day and a half. Wait, that's wrong. A day. I was so close. So every day and a half, this thing would collapse if we don't clear these blue trumpets. And this is not a Beast Tribe daily. This is only for new players. Insanity. Insanity. This is not the makings of a stable world. Every day and a half, this thing falls over. And there's no way back up here. I don't know why we don't just build stairs like that. Maybe I said hour and a half. Who knows? But every day and a half, we need a new player. Praise be. Up. Up. Time is weird in this game. Ignore time. I've done Shadowbringers and Endwalker story, and just ignore time. They're just gonna... I don't think that's how you're supposed to get down there. Do I have better gear? I do! Yes! The time is threatening me along the way. Hey, buddy. You just standing there, waiting for the root to collapse? That's your plan? Alright, broski. Oh, you cleared up the root, them blue trumpets. Wonderful. To be quite honest, you know, this teeny tiny problem with heights, and I have to do this every moon. Kinda sucks. Not my ideal posting, but we all do what we must. Keeping the route passable is an important job, you see. It's one of the few ways folks can traverse the Central Shroud since the Calamity, but split the area in twain. We built these stairs, but you can't build them further. That'd be crazy. It is not perhaps the easiest pathway to walk, but there are those who believe the will of the matron herself caused the tendril of the Heavens Pillar to remain thus suspended, that it might serve the forest people. I'm rather fond of the notion myself. You think the mother gave you a daily chore of removing mushrooms? It's a weird interpretation of the world, bro. It is, regrettably, my duty to stand watch over the road from here to Bent Branch Meadows. The ranch has become a veritable institution of Gridania, so any threats to its continued operation are taken quite seriously by the wood whalers, which reminds me, mayhap it was my imagination, but I believe I caught a glimpse of some shadowy fellow not too long ago. Would you mind passing the word to Rosalind down below? I would go myself, but it's hard enough marshaling the courage to walk the route for my shift. So you're afraid of heights, and so you stand at the edge of a platform all day looking down. Every Earth hour is 20 days. Oh, okay, okay. Day and a half. Every day and a half, this guy has to venture down here and clear these routes. Hurrup, 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 hurrup. Yeah, every day in here is 70 minutes. I think that's the math. And that's where this comes in. That's my that's the Earth rotating. Now, for some reason, the clock in game takes 70 minutes, and Aetheris in that link takes, I believe it to be 68 minutes. Something's afoot. It's possible that the moon is slightly rotating as well, and it ruins it, because if you watch the stars move, and I don't really understand what's happening there. So if you click around through that, the stars are moving as well, which implies that the moon is rotating. So maybe it's just slightly throwing it off. And that's why it looks like it's 68 minutes. Maybe it's orbiting. I don't know. There's a real question of, is it actually orbiting or is it tidal locked? And if it is orbiting, why do we not have high and low tide? Because we should have a high and low tide, and we don't.
Shadowy fellow. Now that you mention it, I may have seen something. I dismissed it as a trick of the light before, but I thought I saw a shadow in the forest to the north. Still, I suspect it is nothing more than a Kakiran thief on the run. If you must state your curiosity, by all means investigate. Should you actually find something of note, I would very much like to see it.
You're just trying to bait me into doing your side quest. I have to keep talking to you. You would want to measure the horizon time lapse. Oh. I don't think I was watching that. That's why I recorded it. Okay. Chill. Sorry, bud. I don't want to kill you. I really don't. But I'm worried that this bag might, I don't know, be something that's a cutscene and you're going to wake up and interrupt me or I'd put you to sleep. Alright. Take my bag. Oh, that was it? Yeah, I definitely could have put that to sleep instead of murder it. Sorry. This quest is going to push me to level 16? Oh my gosh. It's pretty close, Fido. But like I saw some speculation it might be 72 minutes, and there's a pretty big ramification between like 68 and 72, because every second in there, when you multiply it at like days per day, if you start to talk about like how many years does Aetheris experience in one of our years, there starts to be real ramifications there if you want to take the in-game day cycle as a real thing. Which starts to get in some, like, game theorist level speculation. But I believe it's 68, and in-game I believe it's 70, and I've heard some people speculate 72. Gatherers say that it's 2 and 11/12 of a second for every one of our seconds when calculating stuff for the timed nodes.
Have you found something?
I did. I found this sack. You want this sack?
Remnants of a campfire in a forgotten bag. This could belong to any adventurer or traveler. Inside, we have a chocobo grooming brush and rosling oil. But wait, why would a traveler make camp here when it would be far safer to beg for the hospitality of Bent Branch Meadows? Bugger me, I believe this belongs to that stranger said to be meddling with the chocobos. Thank you, adventurer. We have been lax in our duties, but no longer. I swear we will find this shadow.
Oh, yes. I just got new boots. Little duck bills, huh? Ah, no more of these noob boots. I don't know. I don't want your regular quest.
We cannot allow the other sentries to dismiss similar sightings. They must know what we have learned. To that end, I prepared this letter, containing everything we know about our mysterious stranger.
Did I just stand here while you wrote that?
I need you to show it to my comrades throughout the Shroud. Once each sentry has committed the details to memory, have them write their name at the bottom for confirmation. Start with Elmar at the Bannock. Then find Bernard at the eastern gates of Bent Branch Meadows. They are to relay the information to others. Finally, make sure Alger sees the letter. He stands watch within the stables. So if this stranger's aim is to harm the chocobos, Algar may personally put him into it.
Alright. An oriented day is 70 minutes of real time. Okay. So that means it's not an even number of days per day. Right, at 72 it would divide out evenly, but it doesn't. Because 70 minutes doesn't divide evenly into 24. It does something weird there. Come on. I like the old ones. I haven't met you before, have I? You're brand new, bud. You're also very short. You don't look like you're here for training. I am very close to you. A shadowy figure. Understood. Password to the recruits, as well as the sentries. Let me just make my mark there. That should do. Sign that on your chest. That's not weird. If you follow the road south, you'll find Bernard by the bridge to Bent Branch. Godspeed, adventurer. Nobody's alarmed by that? Very generous of you. No personal space needed. The Roth do have a nice run. One of you noted that earlier. They have a really nice animation. It feels like I'm actually covering distance. I wonder if that's just the nature of having a newer race, that they had a chance to, like, be better at animation. I mean, you gotta assume, like, the devs have gotten better, the game's gotten better. They have more time. You have business with me, adventurer? Oh, Rosaline's trying to be cautious. Were this stranger to adventure so close, yet go to such great lengths to remain undetected? Highly suspicious. They clearly have designs on Bent Branch. We appreciate the help. I should just write my name here, yes? And here, take it. You'll find Algar in the stables past the Aetheryte. Be sure to lick it. Okay. We have not attuned yet. And... oh, we have somebody we can talk to here about class quests. Which is like, I don't know, what, the level 10 class quest? 5 class quests. Oh my god, I'm gonna immediately trigger another one. Alright, Aetheryte licked. Let's do it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you not an adventurer? I've seen you running to and fro, face set in grim determination as adventurers are wont to do, hence my presumption. If so, I've information that might interest you. Rumor has it plots within the Lavender Beds are to be auctioned off. Can you imagine if Warriors of Light were allowed to claim all of the housing? Oh, bidders don't even have to be Gridanian. Any old adventurer or wandering minstrel could, with sufficient funds, purchase the land and build their own home. What if one player took many? Oh my gosh, if these Warriors of Light were to claim many, think of the homeless people. Considering how discerning the elementals tend to be about who can reside within the 12th, it'd be rather surprising and almost dramatic, if not hard to believe. Oh, if there's truth to these rumors, well, who hasn't dreamed of owning their own forest cottage? I just think it would leave a lot of people disappointed. Maybe they'd have a small vegetable garden, a stable large enough for a chocobo or two. I mean, they'd have a stranglehold on Thavnarian onions. You know, should you travel to take to the Mirror Planks, ferry to Lavender Beds, perhaps you'll find a Twin Adder representative who can tell you more. I'd be shocked if they weren't deeply involved in such a monumental change to policy. The corruption. Oh my god. You'd have to sit at a sign for hours, days, months. Oh, the tragedy. Player housing drama. Right there, guys. It's canon. Who knew? White mages are in on it. You spend all day just looking at this bird. Nope. Multiple birds. Mind the birds, Adventure. They get nervous around strangers. What's this? A shadowy stranger near the matron's left. You already shown this to Bernard and Elmar, I see. Good. Good. All that's left is to inform the staff here. Not everyone here is a wood whaler, true, but even our stable boys wouldn't hesitate to take up arms to defend these chocobos. You know, I tried caring about any of the quests surrounding chocobo racing, and all it taught me was that you've been inbreeding these by force. So I'm not sure that you guys aren't protecting your own secrets. There's some weird stuff in chocobo racing. You're quite the compassionate adventurer by the sound of it. Well, far be it from me to look gift chocobo in the mouth. I have need of capable men like yourself. We received a peddler at the gates the other day, an excitable Lalafell that was sweating and swearing that he'd been attacked by a large winged beast. Yet other than hornets, I know of no flying creatures in this region. If there's any truth to what he said, it might prove problematic for other travelers. Follow the road south and see if you can find any evidence to support his claim. And should you find something, kindly tell Lothar to patrol his area sometime instead of just standing beneath the spire and staring at the goddamn road. In those words. Alright. If you guys have not done chocobo racing, where you purchase the breeding rights to another chocobo, what you do is every time you force a chocobo to race enough times, you gotta just really ride them hard. You wanna take them from being a baby to being a war-torn veteran in as short a time as possible, ideally less than a day. And so once you've done that, which is like 20 in-game days, you're gonna run over here to this shed. And then this is the love shed. And so you want to talk to this race chocobo breeder, and you want to say, all right. And you want to buy the rights for your chocobo to breed with a chocobo that you purchased the piece of paper to. Now, what's important about that chocobo is that the one you breed it with is going to determine it, and that chocobo is exclusively represented by that piece of paper. So you want to buy like 10 or 20 pieces of paper, and you want to take 19 of those chocobos and just grind them into pieces. You want to pick the best one and subject the other 19 to immediate death. And then you want to lock that chocobo and the one that you've purchased one evening of lovemaking with right here in this shed. Now, once you've done that, they're going to breed, and you're going to get some stat line. Now, your chocobo has a certain number of times that it can breed, and you want the purchased chocobos and your chocobo to just knock them out. You want like as many babies as possible, back to back to back. And this is fine. You do that multiple generations, and you just keep purchasing anonymous chocobos from these guys that care so much for these birds, and you keep shoving them in the shed to have, love time with your bird. Now, once you get to like generation 5 or so, you actually want to move to having better control over the stats. And their piece of paper chocobos, these are garbage chocobos, okay? These are just trash chocobos. You, right there, you're trash. So you want to start handling the genetic line. And so at that point, what you do is you actually have your chocobo breed multiple times, and then you raise up the siblings. Once again, just really grind the races, back-to-back races, little to no rest. Once a chocobo's adult, you switch chocobos, and you just grind that one all the way to being an adult. And then you take that brother and sister, and you put them in the love shed. And then you have them make like as many baby/cousins as possible. And once they've had a lot of like sister and brother cousins, then you can actually start the whole process over. And so you raise up a sister and brother cousin, and you grind them through the races until they're adults. And then you have them have like a whole lot of babies. And then you have these sister-brother cousins whose parents are mother, father, aunt, uncles. And you want to go ahead and breed those. You do this like 5 generations, and that gives you like a primo chocobo. Like the perfect chocobo. And so that's actually Chocobo racing. It's like Mario Kart with an ethical quandary. There are some recessive traits to watch out for. But mostly you just want to take and perfect your genetic line. And yeah. And then when you're done with a Chocobo, you actually like delete that Chocobo and you store them inside a piece of paper. And if you're like me, you keep those pieces of paper in your Chocobo saddlebag at all times. And so I have like 4 generations of Chocobo saddlebag Chocobos, which is, I don't know. There's a lot wrong here. So when these guys say that they're here to protect these Chocobos with their lives, it might just be that they're here to protect the secrets of all of this. So once you've had enough sister-brother generations, these guys know that you're in on it. But until then, they'd rather kind of control who's allowed to come out here and see where racing Chocobos come from. It's not really in their best interest for you to be aware of where racing Chocobos come from. So it is alarming when it seems like somebody's been like sneaking into the stables and getting a look around. So they're pretty quick to say like, go just wreak havoc. Go just kill anything you need to keep people from being inside our stables. Because like we care so much for the birds. This is why I can't take lore seriously in games, guys. Because I slowly go insane. Oh, more eggs. You know, it was described as a big-winged creature. This is not large. But it was described by a Lalafell, so maybe to a Lalafell they were like, it was enormous! It was at least 1 yalm wide! Alright. Come on. I should upload that as my official Chocobo breeding guide. I don't know. I uploaded a bunch of like official Chocobo reading guides. They got a bunch of views, and then I never got invited to another media tour. It's so weird. That's so weird. I became the face of inbred Chocobos for Final Fantasy XIV. Just be glad this game doesn't have an M rating. They could really take this stuff a lot further. Final Fantasy XVI, however, will have an M rating, and they can take on as much Chocobo inbreeding as they want. If you can get that down to a minute, Lulu would love it. Great. What could go wrong? A northern vulture. 2? And they were defending a nest. Well, I perhaps could omit that last detail from any official reports. I'd rather not give Yoga any further cause to be cross. Thank you for slaying the beasts. You may well rest assured I will not permit this to happen again. Keep in mind, don't tell them about the nest. We'll just remove that. Level 17. I cannot believe I've leveled 17 times from basically nothing but baby killing. Ooh, I got gloves.